The Zapotec civilization became one of the most important and influential Mesoamerican pre-Columbian cultures. It grew mainly in the present-day state of Oaxaca, Mexico, between approximately 500 BC and 1521 BC, spanning the pre-classical, classical, and post-classical periods of Mesoamerican history. The Zapotecs have their roots at the end of the pre-classic period, around 500 BC. Archaeological evidence points out to their beginnings as an agricultural society, with the growing of corn, beans, and squash as the mainstay of their economy. Their villages were spread out, but some began to settle in larger centers, such as the San Jose Mocote, considered one of the first Zapotec settlements. After San Jose Mocote, the Zapotecs built a more complex society, with a defined social hierarchy, sophisticated religious beliefs, and the construction of ceremonial monuments. In 500 BC, the Zapotecs established Monte Albán, which became the capital of their empire, and one of the most important urban areas in Mesoamerica. Located on top of a mountain, Monte Albán was strategically positioned for political, military, and economic control of the Oaxaca Valley region. Monte Albán has remained the Zapotec political and religious center for almost 1,000 years. Their society was organized into city-states, which paid tribute to the central power. They built platforms, palaces, temples, and an astronomical observatory. The Great Plaza was one of their major architectural achievements. The Zapotecs were a hierarchical society, topped by kings and priests. They also evolved one of the first writing systems in Mesoamerica, and a detailed calendar to record historical, religious, and political events. The Zapotec religion greatly influenced their art. Representations of deities, mythological scenes, and religious symbols were prevalent in ceramics, sculptures, and murals. The famous danzantes of Monte Albán, carved reliefs displaying human figures in contorted positions, may represent captured enemies or religious rituals. Religion was central, worshipping deities related to agriculture, fertility, rain, and war. The main gods included Cosijo, the deity of rain and thunder. He was often portrayed with features of a mixture of jaguar and serpent, reflecting his connection with powerful and unpredictable natural forces. The Zapotecs were also renowned for their exquisite funerary practices, including elaborately decorated tombs, an indication of their strong beliefs in the afterlife. Like the other Mesoamerican cultures, the Zapotecs strongly believed in a cyclical worldview of time and existence, where life, death, and rebirth were all parts of a great cosmic cycle. Duality between opposites, such as day and night, life and death, was also a recurring theme in their beliefs. Zapotec rituals often entailed sacrifices, which could include food, precious objects, and, in exceptional cases, human beings. Such offerings were made to appease the gods, guarantee good harvests, rain, and protection against natural disasters or enemies. Priests, who ranked high in the social hierarchy, played a vital role in these rituals. They read signs from the gods, performed ceremonies, and kept religious calendars. Zapotec religion was inextricably tied to political power. Leaders were seen as mediators between the gods and the people. Many Zapotec rulers allegedly descended from deities or deified ancestors, reinforcing their authority. As the religious and political center, Monte Albán served as the stage for important ceremonies that legitimized the power of the rulers and united the various Zapotec communities under a common religious identity. The Zapotecs were involved in extensive trade networks that spanned Mesoamerica. They bartered products like ceramics, textiles, and food for jade, obsidian, and other luxury goods. Their interaction with other cultures, like the Olmecs, Teotihuacan, and Mayans, helped shape certain aspects of their civilization. The decline of Monte Albán started around 750 AD, possibly due to the depletion of resources, political instability, and external pressures. The capital was progressively abandoned, and political power transferred to other cities, such as Mitla, where it became an important ceremonial and administrative center. During the post-classical period, spanning the years 900 to 512 AD, the Zapotecs encountered increasingly military pressure from neighboring cultures, including the Mixtec, who eventually overran parts of Oaxaca. And yet they maintained their cultural identity and played a key role in the region until the arrival of the Spanish. When the Spanish conquered the Aztec Empire in 1521, the Zapotecs faced the arrival of Hernán Cortés and his allies. While they initially resisted, they ended up being forced to submit to Spanish rule. Many of their customs and beliefs were abolished, but some aspects survived and influenced Oaxacan culture. Led by the king of Tehuantepec, the Zapotecs organized armed resistance against the Spanish. In 1522, Cortez's forces faced resistance in the Zapotec lands, especially in the region of the Isthmus of Tehuantepec. The Zapotecs resorted to guerrilla tactics and terrain knowledge to hinder the Spanish advance, but the technological supremacy of the conquistadors, combined with internal factions among the Zapotecs themselves and the alliances formed with the Mixtec, made the resistance unsustainable. Following a number of military defeats, many Zapotec leaders opted to negotiate with the Spanish to avoid complete destruction. These negotiations frequently included promises of protection from the Spanish, but, strictly speaking, the Zapotecs were subject to the encomienda system, in which they were required to provide labor and tributes to the colonizers. As soon as the Spanish arrived, an intense evangelization campaign took place. The Zapotecs were obliged to abandon their traditional beliefs and adopt Christianity. Missionaries, particularly Franciscans and Dominicans, destroyed Zapotec temples and built Catholic churches in their place, often employing the same materials. While many aspects of the Zapotec religion were suppressed, elements of their worship survived cultural syncretism. For instance, some indigenous festivals were reinterpreted in a Christian framework and are still celebrated today in Oaxaca. The Zapotecs bequeath a precious cultural lineage, evident in their architecture, art, and traditions. Their agricultural and craft traditions, such as weaving, are still carried on by their descendants. The UNESCO World Heritage Site of Monte Albán is a lasting symbol of its sophistication and historical importance.